Yo, what's up YouTube? Mac with another reaction video today. We got the untold truth of Pentatonix Scott Hoying. We did a video like this to Kirsten. It kind of showed her upbringing and then her transition into the group. And I'm assuming this is going to be very similar. Y'all requested it. I'm here to see how different his transition and upbringing was than Kirsten's. Let's get into it.
From an upcoming musical about the Grim Reaper to that time he was too scared to talk to Beyonce. From an upcoming musical about the Grim Reaper to that time he was too scared to talk to Beyonce. There's a lot more to Scott Hoying than Pentatonix. Here's a deeper look. As many fans of Pentatonix know, Scott Hoying is the member of the band who introduced the others to a cappella music. While Hoying had known Mitch Grassi and Donato since high school, singing a cappella wasn't exactly something they had considered. However, once Hoying began attending classes at USC, things clicked pretty quickly. He told Atwood magazine that a cappella was just impossible to escape, saying, "At USC, the a cappella scene is really huge, so I auditioned for all the a cappella groups there and ended up getting into SoCal vocals. From then on, I felt inspired by the craft and really fell in love with a cappella. As fate would have it,
Alright, so this has nothing to do with Scott, but I recommend if y'all can support some musicians in college. Because they're going extremely hard. Like, they go to school for music. And it's very passionate, and you never know who you might come across in college, right? You might go to a show and see them in college, and then a few years later, they've blown up. I just know a couple people that are in school for music, and anytime they ask me to come, I always do. Obviously when I can, but I always do and support them. It's truly a different side of the music industry that we don't see too often. I don't think it's not shed much light. A lot of light is not shed on it, that side of music, I don't think. So if y'all can support some up and coming musicians, not just the mainstream ones, you know. But back to the video.
a bunch of Hoying's friends at USC were interested in trying out for the sing-off, so he decided to put a group together, and thus Pentatonix was born. Why the name? Well, it sounded cool.
It's normally pentatonic scale. We added the X to make it cooler.
Because we're futuristic. X is always futuristic.
As many fans of Pentatonix know, Scott Hoying is gay. While being interviewed by the Dallas Voice, he recalled what it was like to be young and unsure of himself in Texas in the 1990s and 2000s, telling the publication he felt a lot of pressure to be different. He said he realized he was gay at about 14, but was too scared to tell anyone else. A few years later, though, Hoying finally opened up to his close friends. In fact, his bandmate, Mitch Grassi, was the first person he told. Hoying added that being able to be his true self was a freeing experience. Luckily, he had friends who were there to love and support the real him, which helped tremendously. As he said, "The thrill I felt being my authentic self to even 3 people felt like the biggest burden lifted off my shoulders." Because Hoying and Grassi are such good friends, they put together a side project called Superfruit. Hoying told Billboard that the band was born out of the pair's genuine friendship. But the twosome also had another reason to do the spin-off project. They were both interested in starting their own YouTube channels, but were too intimidated to do it alone. Together, however, there would be less pressure.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Apple.
Apple who?
Apple, 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 banana.
The pair has a lot of goals for Superfruit, one of which is to be loud and out as
I'll be honest, I kind of miss Superfruit. Them together, it's low-key a dynamic duo, I think. But yeah, let's get back into it.
2 members of the LGBTQ+ community. Hoying told Paper magazine, "I would love to have a song that's really gay and is so supportive of the gay community but gets a lot of radio play. And then of course, being on an award show or live show would be really cool." Many people have wondered through the years if Scott Hoying and Mitch Grassi were ever in a relationship, but the two have been clear that they're just friends. However, Hoying started dating someone else in 2017, model Mark Manio. In 2020, Hoying celebrated Manio's birthday with a photo of the two on Instagram, alongside a caption that reads, "Happy birthday to my sweet, handsome, caring man. I truly don't know how I got so lucky to have someone as special as you in my life. I love you now and forever, baby." In June 2021, Hoying shared the love again as the pair celebrated their 4th anniversary together. He captioned a photo of the two, "Happy 4-year anniversary to the sweetest, purest ray of sunshine I've ever met. Thank you for 4 beautiful years of endless adventure, laughter, and joy. Love you forever." After the couple's 5th anniversary, Hoying proposed. He told People, "Even though Mark and I had talked about it a million times, I still put the pressure on myself to make it perfect." But perfect it was because Manio said yes. The two tied the knot in July 2023. Scott Hoying has been upfront about his worship of multiple musicians, but there's one queen of music he absolutely loves, none other than the queen bee herself, Beyoncé. Hoying admitted to Build that he's actually been in a position to meet Beyoncé several times, but he's always held back. He said, "We had a chance 4 times. I've been this close to her. When she was pregnant in the Gold Grammys moment, she was backstage. We were this close, and I was like, ugh, do I say anything? Do I do it?" In the
I kind of like this video a little bit better than the one we did of Kirsten, because I think this is more like personal, and it's not so much his upbringing, but it's just like it's intimate, you know, certain things that people may not have known about him, but it's not boring, like they're fun facts. So I rock with this a little bit more than the other video.
end, Hoying was too intimidated to do it.
But she just looked like a goddess, and I felt not worthy.
He said that even though he ended up walking away that time, he still holds out hope that the meeting will take place when it's meant to. He did meet Rihanna, though, which is another singer he loves. Not a bad consolation prize. In 2013, Hoying talked about how he appreciated the way the internet had helped Pentatonix shoot to fame. He told Ithaca.com that the band enjoyed engaging with fans via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, explaining, "We're always loving talking and asking the fans questions, getting feedback, and reading comments." But years later, his tune has changed slightly. As much as Hoying is indebted to the internet, he's also experienced the darker sides of online fandom. He told Atwood magazine in February 2021 that he struggles with his online image all the time, saying, "There are voices telling you that you have to be perfect online, that we have to show everybody how perfect our lives are. It's unrealistic." Hoying added that while the internet isn't all bad, it's definitely a mixed bag. As he put it,
On vacation?
Amazing. He is rarely speechless.
You guys.
the internet has good things too. It brings a lot of serotonin and fear at the same time. In July 2015, Pentatonix checked off a major career high when they embarked on a nationwide tour with Kelly Clarkson.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Kelly Clarkson here. I'm so excited to announce my summer tour, piece by piece. I'm bringing out Pentatonix, who I love.
While speaking to Cincinnati Magazine that summer, Hoying admitted that touring with Clarkson was a huge moment for him. He said, "She's one of my very favorite pop stars ever. To be on tour with her is surreal. It just doesn't feel real." Not surprisingly, Hoying told Billboard that he had an amazing time on the tour. A big reason was Clarkson herself, whom he described as the nicest person ever. He also enjoyed the reward of having audiences get into the Pentatonix sound, even if they weren't sure who they were at first. Scott Hoying's identity as a member of the LGBTQ+ community is incredibly important to him. In a joint interview with Paper Magazine in July 2018, he and Mitch Grassi were asked how they felt about companies commercializing Pride. Perhaps surprisingly, Hoying was in complete support, explaining that to him, commercializing the movement and celebration of the culture and community goes a long way toward making being gay just like being anything else. He said, "It becomes more normal with every brand that posts the rainbow flag and every single person that comes out. The more that it's being posted on social media and the more visible it is, the more people become comfortable meeting people who are gay." Additionally, Hoying believes that the more people are able to feel comfortable being open as part of the LGBTQ.
Now, me personally, I don't want to get too deep into this, but I agree. But just like anything else, I feel like it has its cons. Because personally, I think it also makes people look at it as a trend or a hashtag or not really take it as seriously, right? If it's commercialized the way it is. But again, it's like you give so much of this, you might get some pullback here. So I don't know. It really just depends on how you look at it, I think. There we go.
Plus community, the more their friends and families will become allies. Pentatonix is still very much around, but Hoying is also pursuing his own solo endeavors on the side. In September 2022, he released his first single, Mars. This was followed by his first EP, Parallel, which was released in July 2023. As he told Pride, the EP is inspired by his relationship with his now husband, Mark. He also produced some of the songs on the album. For Hoying, finding success as a solo artist has been a huge milestone. He told Riff magazine, "Pentatonix is such an established thing, so it's a bigger deal in that way. But my solo project is a representation of totally me, and it's very vulnerable and raw and scary and exciting, and so it's a huge deal to me in a bunch of other ways, like personally and emotionally, as well as musically." While you might imagine that Scott Hoying is already very busy with Pentatonix, a solo career, and being a husband, it turns out he also finds the time to work on musicals too. AP News reported in June 2023 that Hoying was busy co-creating a musical titled The Life of Death, which is centered on the Grim Reaper and his daughter. Hoying told the outlet, "It's so fun writing a musical because there's no real rules. My wild brain just has a field day." Although he hasn't said too much about the project, it's apparently taking up a lot of his time. In January 2023, he told Spin, "I have not been listening to anything but 1,000 versions of each of those 18 songs for the past few months."
Crazy.
And then once you're done writing it, then you have to like do workshop, and then maybe previews, and then maybe make it to Broadway.
And then change it.
With Pentatonix, Scott Hoying is constantly singing pop music. Fortunately, that's also his favorite genre of music to listen to. In 2023, the singer told Spin about his 5 all-time favorite albums. First up was Fearless by Jasmine Sullivan. He also cited Beyoncé's I Am Sasha Fierce. Not only did he love the music, but it also coincided with an important time in his life. He said, "I also was coming out of the closet around that time, so it felt like I was discovering my true self and what I loved, so that amplified everything by 10. Hoying also listed Channel Orange by Frank Ocean, Continuum by John Mayer, and Love Me Back, another album by Jasmine Sullivan. Pentatonix has become known for their Christmas album.
When are we going to get another Jasmine Sullivan album, though? Like, come on. I feel like it's been too long. Jasmine, where you at? Alright, let's get back to the video. But Jasmine, come on. I need another album. I need it.
Albums. In fact, these days, it's nearly impossible to make it through the holiday season without hearing at least one of their festive covers. While Hoying does love singing Christmas music, he's also interested in recording a different kind of holiday album at some point in the future. He told Queerty, "I am obsessed with Halloween. Mark and I both are. We take it so seriously every year. And I think a really fun Halloween album would be cool. There's also just so much you can do." In October 2022, Hoying gave us a taste of what we might be able to expect when he and Jay Maya released a short Instagram video featuring them singing a Frankenstein-inspired love song. It's official. We are desperate for Hoying to make this full-length Halloween album a reality.
I think Halloween music, in general, is just not as nostalgic. And it doesn't stick for very long. Like, when you think about Christmas music, you think about a lot of the same songs over and over and over again each year. And then your favorite artists remix and cover those songs over and over and over again. But they never really get old. I don't know why, but they don't. When it comes to Halloween music, I just don't think it'll last. I think it'll be cool for when it drops. Like, off the top of my head, I can't think of one Halloween song. Like, truly, I can't think of one. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of like this video. It wasn't boring, but it actually had some substance. It talked about him coming out, obviously. His certain feelings about the LGBTQ community. Talked about his relationship with Mitch. And then also some of his favorite albums. Like, these are good facts. Like, this is good info. And it helps you understand a person's music more once you know a little bit more about them. Without diving too deep, because I think a lot of people are too invested in their favorite artists, but this was good. It was surface level. But other than that, man, that's going to end up this reaction video. I'm not going to tell you to like, comment, share, or subscribe, because if y'all rock me, y'all going to do that anyway. And I'm going.